Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'd like to start today's video with a couple of questions for you. Here in America, when you go shopping at a supermarket and pick up a pack of eggs from the shelf, do you have these questions in your mind? Who decides on the price of those eggs? Is it the farmer or the supermarket? Why are they more expensive than the last month or 3 months ago? If you are not sure about the answers, please keep watching this video. Today's video is the first episode of my video series on social and economic systems. In the following episodes, I will explain socialism and communism. If you are interested, please subscribe so you won't miss them. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu, and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history, and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. Let us first make sure that we know what an economic system is. Broadly speaking, an economic system is about how resources are allocated, how goods are produced and services provided, how goods and services are exchanged and distributed, and how these goods and services are consumed in a particular society. An economic system provides the foundation for a social system, which is about interrelationships between individuals, groups, and institutions, and the roles they play within that particular economic system. What kind of economic system there is determines what kind of social system there will be. Capitalism is an economic and social system that is nowadays found in many countries, especially in North America and West European countries. The word capitalism, in its modern sense, first appeared in the mid-19th century. However, capitalism as an economic system emerged before the 19th century, and a few social philosophers had already analyzed it. For example, in his famous book, The Wealth of Nations, the English philosopher Adam Smith made an insightful analysis of the economic system of his time, which he described as free market. Though he did not use the word capitalism, what he described in the book was virtually capitalism. In the book, Adam Smith used the metaphor of the invisible hand to describe how a free market economy worked. According to him, when there was no government interference, the market was regulated by supplies and demands. When there were too many supplies of a certain goods, the price of it would go down. On the other hand, when there was a lot of demands for it, the price of it would go up. So, supplies and demands were acting like a human hand controlling business activities in a free market economy. The hand was everywhere, but invisible. Nowadays, the idea of the invisible hand is used by many people to answer the question, who decides on the price of something? Not long after Adam Smith wrote his book, the word capitalism appeared. Since then, it was mentioned and used by many people on various occasions. But it was the famous German philosopher Karl Marx who popularized the term through his epoch-making book, The Capital. Nowadays, it is widely agreed that Karl Marx, who was influenced by Adam Smith, made the most comprehensive study of capitalism. Much of our knowledge about capitalism comes from his analysis. As an economic system, capitalism has several features that make it different from other economic systems. The first is private ownership of property as opposed to public property. Unlike in a socialist system where private ownership of property is strictly limited, individuals in the capitalist system are guaranteed by law to use their own property without government interference or obstruction. The second feature of capitalism is the pursuit of profit. Pursuing maximum profit is the goal of all economic activities in a capitalist system. Whether a business is prosperous or a businessman is successful depends on how much profit they generate. Finally, capitalism is also characterized by competition. Unrestricted competition in prices and on markets is seen as essential to the capitalist economy. The price of everything is always changing because it is determined by demands and supplies, which are always fluctuating in a free market. Because of this reason, capitalism is also known as a free market economy. In a free market economy, those people with money, that is, with capital, are called capitalists. According to Marx, seeking profit was the ultimate goal of capitalists. The profit was produced by capitalists through the exploitation of the working class. Now, you may ask, what is exploitation? How does it work? Well, according to Karl Marx, workers sell their labor in exchange for wages from capitalists. Capitalists make sure that wages are worth less than the goods the workers produce. The surplus thus created is profit. For example, if a worker produces $100 worth of goods in one day, he does not receive the $100 by the end of the day. Instead, he only gets a small portion of it from the capitalist. The rest goes to the pocket of the capitalist. This is what Karl Marx called exploitation. Now, you may ask, how is it possible? Well, it is because workers have no choice but to allow their labor to be exploited because capitalists control the means of production, which means factories, machinery, etc. Workers would otherwise face starvation. Marx further argued that free market systems give advantages to capitalists so that capitalists could deliberately create some degree of unemployment and drive down wages further. If a worker contested his wage, the capitalist could easily find someone else who was more desperate for a job. The gap between the rich and the poor is thus widened more and more, which inevitably leads to conflicts between workers and capitalists, such as strikes by workers. Marx called these conflicts class struggle between workers as a social class and capitalists as another social class. As the class struggle becomes more often and more fierce, the capitalist system will fall apart and be replaced by socialism, according to Karl Marx. By the way, I will explain in the next episode what socialism is. Marx was not the only person who was critical of capitalism. Many other social philosophers also point out the problems of capitalism. In their view, capitalism emphasizes individualism and self-interest at the expense of community. It promotes selfishness at the expense of other people. It generates higher and higher income inequality as the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, resulting in social instability. In capitalism, seeking profit is put at a priority, while social values and happiness are neglected. On the other hand, there are people who point out the positive sides and advantages of capitalism. According to them, private ownership and the desire for more profit encourages efficient production. In the capitalist system, the most efficient producers are rewarded for the simple reason that they can sell more goods and thus earn more money, which helps the economy grow fast. When people strive to be efficient, it facilitates innovation as well. Besides, in a free market economy where there is little government intervention, people have more social and financial freedom. Well, that is all that I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.